something I can see peering out of that black hole, two luminous discs. The eyes, it might be a face, might be almost but heavens, something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. They look like tentacles to me. Oh, yeah, I can see the thing's body now. It's large as a bear. It glistens like wet leather, but that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black, and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is a kind of V-shape with saliva dripping from its rimless lips and seem to quiver and pulsate.
A number of mysterious happenings appear to be happening at the Lakeside Dive as Saint and Alistair meet the locals. It is either a ghost trying to communicate with the two of you, or it's just some electrical problems. It's hard to tell at this point, but I know that Saint and Alistair are on the case. The two of you can pick up exactly where you left off, which is that Deacon offered you a place to stay, or at least, quote, a place to park, said that he would leave when you left, and but you still have free range, and the night is quite young. And quite dead, but mostly young. Between now and the last time we recorded, Matty, you have suggested that the jukebox needs more Bruce Springsteen?
Oh, yeah. I suggested that, well, first of all, I suggested that Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival be added, which is within our range.
That's automatically there.
Thank you.
If not already on there, it is now.
Thank you for I appreciate the council listening to my submissions. My other one was Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen, released in 1984 as a single before Born to Run came out. However, this jukebox doesn't have anything later than 1980. However, I would suggest that we should add it anyway, because it's been the song of the summer since 1984. So that's 40 years of being song of the summer.
For sure. For Bruce specifically, I am A-okay with them. They bought one CD from after 1970.
Yeah, besides The Boss is Eternal.
Okay,
and,
so they have Born to Run on there, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure. And yeah, The Boss is eternal. He is Ancient of Days, etc.
Okay.
So he's always been on that jukebox, and he always will.
Okay. Excellent.
It was really funny. Yeah, they built that thing in like 1957, and already Bruce Springsteen was on there. It was very weird.
Which also means that the hit single Born in the USA is also on there, which I'm hoping... which runs the risk of this being a situation where people are walking in, playing it, and misunderstanding what that song is about, which would be a bummer. But they do also have Fortunate Son on there, and I feel like if you have Fortunate Son on there, hopefully you'll also understand kind of the vibe of Born in the USA. But we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a Schrodinger's Born in the USA right now. You don't know if people understand the meaning of that song until you open the box.
Of course. I think it's entirely reasonable to believe that this room full of blue-collar workers absolutely get the true heart of Bruce Springsteen's message.
Not always true, but I want to believe.
In this reality.
Yeah.
In this reality, it's very clear and everyone gets it.
That is true. This is also a room full of blue-collar workers where, like, all of them lost their jobs and now have to work at the oil refinery. So, they get it. They know. Yeah, they know what he's saying.
They get it.
Doesn't he literally say in the song, like, work down at the refinery or something?
In Born in the USA?
Me. Yeah. Hold on. This is literally not important. We can move on while I'm looking at the lyrics to Born in the USA.
Down by the shadows of the penitentiary, out by the gas fires of the refinery. I'm 10 years burning down the road, nowhere to run, ain't nowhere to go.
There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, as I recall, upon finishing the edit not that long ago, Deacon had taken Alistair to the bar to introduce him to some of the other folks around town.
Let's see. The two of you have largely been associating with Stuart Simmons and Harvey Johnson. Deacon only just kind of rolled in a second ago. And actually, I don't think either of you have really talked to Simmons as of yet.
Nah, we talked to him briefly when the jukebox freaked out, and that was kind of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're led up to the bar, and it looks like the only people that are at the bar that you maybe haven't spoken to are, again, Simmons, who was over by the karaoke earlier, and is not now, after the kind of odd occurrence with the jukebox. And yeah, there's a woman up there as well, who is kind of wearing a very, who is frankly dressed very much like the other fellas at the bar. It's the blue jeans and kind of flannel. Yeah, there's a look here in North Central Texas.
Yeah, I love that for everyone in this bar.
Everyone specifically, it's got the kind of light. You
know what? I think normally this is the point at which I would sort of let the fact that I am like the allure of novelty work for me. You know, I feel like Alistair's pretty good at like just going and sitting in a small town bar and taking advantage of the fact that he's like fairly attractive and also, you know, new, to let people often just come over just to like figure out what his deal is. But people are probably too wigged out for that at this bar right now. Does that seem like a reasonable observation? That people are pretty rattled.
Oh, sure. I mean, you know, again, there's the, I believe I gave a little bit of a speech toward the end of the last episode about kind of like the ambiguity of what everyone's experiencing and how not everybody's mind is immediately teleported to the supernatural.
No, that's fair.
So some people might just purely assume it's just some electrical
Sometimes
issues.
You just have electrical issues. That's fair. Okay. Let's see. How do I sit down next to this woman and make it extremely clear that I'm not hitting on her?
Well, I think Deacon is introducing you.
Oh, I guess, yeah. No, I guess Deacon is, I do have a non-horny context wingman here.
Yeah, you're not walking up and randomly, because we specifically were like, we don't necessarily want to like randomly walk up to randos and start introducing ourselves, because that's weird in this context. But Deacon specifically you were like, hey Deacon, can you introduce me to some folks? He was like, yeah, sure. So you're not making the intro, that's him, actually.
Thank you. In that case, yeah, I think I will just... I definitely did kind of want that for a reason, and it was, I don't want somebody to feel like I'm just like wandering in here and being nosy. So, as if Deacon is willing to just do the, you know, hey, so-and-so, this is Al, he's a friend of my, Jesus Christ, I forgot, Deacon's your cousin? Deacon's your cousin.
Yar.
Okay. You know, yeah, he's a friend of my cousin, there's cousins there in town, I will absolutely make the, Saint's a great guy, but if I have to hear the joke about the weed whacker and the polar bear one more time, I'm gonna do a vehicular homicide. Assume that it's a polar bear wielding a weed whacker.
I mean, I did never specifically mention a polar bear, so you can say whatever you
like.
I
know. I'm embellishing. A giant polar bear with a weed whacker. How to make AMC's The Terror even worse.
Yeah, you're kind of walked up to the front of the bar, and yeah, you are introduced to this other individual, the lady at the bar who you've not yet spoken with. She's dressed very similar to the other guys at the bar. Everyone's kind of got this look of sort of like a white kind of checkered dress shirt and jeans. Whether that's like literally the uniform down at the refinery or not, it's not clear. But everyone has a certain type of style for this kind of place. And yeah, so he introduces you. He says that, Deborah, I don't know if you've had a chance to meet, Alistair, was it?
Yeah, but, you know, it's a Only my mother calls me Alistair, and only if she's unhappy with what I brought for Thanksgiving dinner. Call me Al.
Certainly, sure. This here is Al, who's a friend of my cousin Saint over there. That's my cousin Saint over there, by the way. These two have just kind of rolled into town to visit us, and I thought it would be appropriate to kind of introduce everyone around. That over there is Singin' Simmons. Real name Stewart, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's the group, I guess. Both of them greet you very cordially. Both of them work admin down at the refinery. Although Simmons used to be part of the meatpacking plant, but meatpacking has, of course, moved out of the valley. So what are you going to do?
Ain't that just the way?
Everyone here is friendly people. Obviously, you've met Harvey. Harvey waves from the pool table. And our, of course, lovely bartender. He turns around to face Macy, who does not, just straight up doesn't acknowledge Deacon like that.
I'll win her over eventually.
Our lovely bartender, Macy, who of course keeps us all as sober as we need to be, which is most nights not.
Well, pleased to make everyone's acquaintance. As I was saying earlier, it's mostly just that Saint and I have been traveling together for a while now, and he is a lovely man, but we've run through each other's repertoire of jokes and the Shaggy Dog stories. And if I gotta hear the one about the polar bear and the weed whacker one more time, I'm going to commit vehicular homicide. So I just need to hear somebody else's voice.
That gets a I almost made you roll for rapport. That gets a strong laugh out of the people at the bar.
Oh, good. So I think mostly I kind of just want to, truly just soak in the ambiance to start out with. Play the mostly I just two guys in a van. There's only so many there's only so much you want to learn about one another. And as we probably can't, I don't think either of us are sports guys.
Speak for yourself.
I was gonna say, is Saint a sports enthusiast?
It looks like you're gonna have to talk to him to find out. You have to unlock his deep lore.
Okay. Shit, alright. Fair. Alistair doesn't like sports, but he, has memorized enough stuff to be conversant. Because he just is
well... Because he's gotta make it through. That's how he talks to people.
So, I think, Alistair's I don't think he's not trying to get in here and set the topic of conversation or steer it in any particular direction. Whatever people are talking about, he's more interested in kind of, small town, everybody knows each other, everybody's you retread the same topics all the time, And so I think he's found that an effective technique can basically be to let that happen and inject just enough of a fresh perspective on things that people feel like they're oh, this was a good, livelier version of the argument that we've had 17 times in the last 6 months. Because there's just not that much stuff to talk about. And we'll ask, not personal questions, but people like to talk about themselves. And so I kind of just want to see if I can get people... Frankly, I want to see if I can get people complaining about things, because people love to... everybody loves to kvetch about stuff. And it's extra fun when you get to kvetch to someone who has not heard you griping about the same thing, 4 times since last Tuesday. And also, sometimes when people get on a roll, they say things that they would not otherwise say.
Sure. Well, since you are a master social manipulator.
That is this character's whole fucking deal.
I guess,
rapport?
I guess what are you specifically trying to... You're trying to just start winding people up, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. I just want to see if anybody, Okay, how do I put this? I don't necessarily think I'm gonna get anybody to, this is a, it seems like this death and subsequent likely haunting is a destabilizing event in this community. A community which I get the vibe that, like many communities like this, shit stays the same for the most part, you know. And this is a throwing a little, just a million metaphors and none of them are the one that I want.
They tossed a grenade into the social.
Well, it's not like a grenade, but this is like having sand in your shoe.
Sure.
You can walk it off, but like as soon as you start thinking about it, you can't stop thinking about the fact that there's sand in your shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that, like, if people are like annoyed or like if I get them talking about other things that they are annoyed or agitated about, maybe the things that they are agitated about regarding what happened will bleed in.
Okay, I hear you.
This is a pretty roundabout approach. Like, again, we're going to be coming back to this bar. We are not going to crack this case tonight. I just want to see if I can get anybody to say something that they perhaps would not have otherwise said because they're already on a roll.
All right, cool. Yeah, go ahead and give me rapport.
Speaking of rolls.
Go ahead and give me rapport and feel free to start the conversation yourself.
Okay. That is... bummer. That works out to a flat 0 on the dice, which means it's a 3.
I mean, luckily that's still pretty good, all things considered.
Okay, fair. Been learning a lot of new systems lately, and I constantly have to adjust my, like, what's a good result metric.
Well, I mean, you must remember that the best you can roll on anything without a single modifier is 4.
Oh, that's true.
So 3 ain't shabby.
No, fair. Alright.
Cool. And then, in that case, do you want to initiate the specific subject?
I don't know. I guess maybe, like, if people are talking about work, like, because I usually just tell people I work for, you know, the power company, or whatever the Texas, like, the Texas electrical grid is, which I recognize may not make me particularly popular in Texas. I think their electrical grid sucks dick.
Yeah, famously.
It's famously something of a known man-made disaster, the Texas electrical grid. But it's, you know, maybe I'll just say that I don't work for the one in Texas. I work for the one in a different state,
one state over
or something.
Yeah.
Or I work for whatever government agency oversees those.
If there's
you can always just say you're an
electrician.
electrician.
I'll just say I'm an electrician.
Stay generic.
Yeah, so I think I just say, like, I'm an electrician. Like, if anybody asks, maybe I used to work for the power company and I got sick of their shit.
Mm-hmm.
And decided to basically do the, like, traveling nurse thing, but for electricians.
I mean, there are people who you call to just come in and, like, you know, if something is like I need a mate, like, specifically last time we were like, you need to call an electrician to, like, fix the thing that's busted. There are people who don't work for the power company who are, like, maintenance men, but for electricity stuff.
Yeah, so I guess maybe it's not, since then it's like, well, why aren't you going to be able to fix it? I don't know. This has gotten out of control.
I mean, shit, you just got laid off. That's why we're on this trip.
Sure,
to, like,
there
lift
you go.
your spirits. You don't work right now.
Yeah.
That is something that a lot of these people will be able to relate to.
That's a good one. Yeah, that I got furloughed, and decided to, I just was like, and I couldn't stare at the same, you know, 5 streets of the town I'm from anymore, and we decided to go on a little bit of a road trip.
Yeah.
And frankly, if I find jobs, I'm like, frankly, if I wander into some town and I find a job, I'll probably just fucking stay there.
Yeah. There you
go. So yeah, I think I'll just, and then, like, as like a times are tough, but, like, maybe I'm looking for something, like, my life, like okay, that's thank you, Matty. That's a really good angle. Like,
you got it.
My life has also been disrupted lately, and I'm here looking for something familiar. and to kind of see if that makes anybody else want to talk about how their lives have been disrupted lately. There we go. That's my conversational hook.
Okay.
I'm out here, I don't know. I'm out here doing fucking pop psychology on NPCs.
Hey, if it works, it works. Also, that's the point of the show.
Huh?
Is to investigate our mental motivations or whatever. And also ghosts, perhaps. So I'm gonna say that, yeah, they're very receptive to that line of conversation. I'm gonna say that I'm going to say, like, Deacon lets out kind of like a low whistle sound, like, oh, obviously very sorry to hear that, before almost even immediately turning over to Deborah, who's at the bar as well, and just kind of very straightforwardly, in a level of bluntness that you, Alister Graham McAndrews, are not even remotely familiar with, just asking, Deborah, do we have any open positions at work? A level of forward that McAndrews could never even fathom.
No, if I tried that,
welcome to Saint's family. None of us.
If I tried that, the ghosts of my ancestors
anything.
in their stupid Puritan hats would just like crawl out of the. They would crawl out from underneath the Mayflower and beat me to death.
In fact, asks that before even asking. And realizes the kind of like conversational mistake he made. Immediately turns back to you. I'm sorry, what is it you said you did? Trying to get you a job before even asking what your qualifications are.
No, I mean, I could not appreciate the sentiment more. Okay, so I guess I made a crack earlier about wanting somebody saying we should call an electrician, so that's probably not exactly the vibe, and also it needs to be something that is not actually a good fit for a petroleum refinery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, computers.
I guess, yeah, that really is the thing.
Your whole,
it's computers.
Yeah,
you
could also alternatively literally be like, I used to like fix really specific stuff, like, I don't know, jukeboxes.
I think I'll just, I think he responds to that with a, I don't know what kind of computer systems y'all are running out there. But you were looking at the one of the finest IT technicians east of the Mississippi before somebody decided that an AI could do my job just fine and wouldn't have to feed me. Can't, mind you.
That's pretty advanced AI for 2020.
He's like, that's why it was so dumb. I forgot it was 2020 in this. I don't know, okay. Or he just is like...
No, I'm running with it. Running with it.
One of those things where you just, I guess I told somebody to turn it off and turn it back on again one too many times, and they just said, well, shit, we'll get like a chat bot that'll just tell people to turn it off and turn it on again. But I think that's kind of where it ends, which is their loss.
Their loss indeed. You seem capable, Al. Deborah's kind of apologetic right from the start, but does a very kind of I know we're in Texas, but the Midwest DNA runs a large portion of the USA.
It's true.
But does a very polite like, oh, I'll see if I can look into that for you.
Oh well, that is
but
awfully...
I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Oh well, right now I didn't really have much of a tumbleweed phase, right out of high school or anything. Mm-hmm. So this is sort of my who didn't have road trip fantasies. I'm gonna say can I say for a fact that Born to Run starts playing and I'm like, who didn't have road trip fantasies?
Sure. Did we plug the jukebox back in?
We plugged the jukebox back in, I think.
Sure. Yeah. Born to Run can be playing.
Yeah. So
or if it's not playing on the jukebox, it's playing on like a stereo.
No, he just like starts laughing because Born to Run comes on, and he says, who amongst us didn't have a good good road trip fantasy or two. So, you know, now I can just sleep in the van, and it's been all right. I think probably my back would have tolerated it better when I was 19, but everything in its season, right?
Oh, sure. We all wish we could do something like that in our younger years. Hell, and Deacon starts pointing over to Simmons, who's again further down the bar, and says, hell, Simmons over there auditioned for American Idol like 4 times. He had to road trip out there to the studio, too.
He's good. I mean, seriously, you should, like, if you got anybody else who can play instruments, you could have yourselves a cover band. Will you two, I think, I don't know, I think that'd be, I think he's got something going there.
Yeah, maybe that's what we gotta do. Kind of Deacon cracks. Go on the road with the traveling show or something.
Oh, maybe. Can always start with, I don't know, talent night at the bar. That's
open mic night.
It's just what this bar needs. Mostly, I just think that he does have a nice voice, and American Idol was really about the was really way too much about the aesthetics anyway.
You can hear Simmons grumbling a little bit, but he does tip his hat toward you. and then actually, you know what, stands up and says, well, I can tell when encore's being requested. And walks back over to the stereo, pops in another CD.
You know what?
And you know what? Let's go back to the big old list of songs that came out before 1980.
I am out here being an agent of benign chaos.
Exactly. You know what? He starts singing about how he remembers when rock was young and me and Susie used to have so much fun. I'm going to say he's doing Crocodile Rock.
It's a good fucking song.
And I'm going to say he gets to the chorus when all of a sudden in the entire bar, the rooms, it starts from the jukebox and kind of radiates outward. But the overhead lights and the neon signs, they don't sputter. Nothing breaks like that last time, but I'm going to say there's a flicker of electricity from the jukebox forward radiating outwards that is causing all the lights to flicker kind of at once. Enough so that the room goes dark completely, and there is a moment or two where you are met with complete darkness in the room, except for whatever faint moonlight is coming in through the kind of curtained windows of the bar. And it's there for sure that you can hear these kind of oppressive, sturdy footsteps upstairs from the bar.
Oh shit.
These are thuds. These are stomps. Thump, 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 thump footsteps.
Oh shit. Okay.
If the lights are off when the footsteps are going, Sage is immediately trying to make his way across the room by, like, turning on his phone. That was the thing, is, like, the second he starts hearing footsteps, he's heading upstairs. Because we've established that he runs into situations without thinking now.
I love that for him.
Yeah. So flashlight on, man running, heading for are there stairs up to, like, get upstairs? Or would I have to, like, how do I get upstairs?
On the leftmost side of the bar, across from the karaoke area, and again at the left end of the bar, there is a staircase going upward.
All right, going up. Oh, actually, stopping at the bar. Macy? Is there anyone up there right now? Is there anyone supposed to be up there right now?
You obviously don't shine the flashlight into her face.
No, I'm pointing it at the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. So her face is kind of only half illuminated by the light bouncing off of the ground, which adds a very kind of eerie quality to the way that she's looking at you. No, nobody goes up there.
Why?
It's my home. Nobody goes up there.
Okay. The phrasing "nobody goes up there" does not necessarily indicate that's my house. That indicates somebody died up there 10 years ago, and we haven't touched it since. The way that she came back, like, well, no one goes up there because it's my house. Girl, you do understand that the way you said that was not... Okay, whatever. I am getting...
No, I had exactly the same thought. It was like, nobody goes up there. Oh, because it's, like, structurally unsafe.
Or something.
Like,
it's been locked up. Something happened up there, or has happened. Like, you don't go up there for a reason. The reason is, well, it's my house. You are included in the people that go up there.
Macy's like, I'm not people.
Get a little sick of Macy's attitude.
We're actors. We're the opposite of people.
Yeah. So it's locked?
Yeah, most of the doors are.
Can I borrow the key?
She steps out of the path of your light, and loops around the bar, before, getting closer to you and saying, "No, I'm going with you."
All right. Works for me. Let's go. We go! Off on a journey!
Oh shit, I do not think I can reasonably worm my way into,
Yeah, you've done your half of the episode, now it's my half of the episode where I get killed by a ghost.
Well, please don't get killed by a ghost. While you're down here, I guess I will try to see if anybody
do
is,
crowd control.
Yeah, I think Alistair is, looks over, I think probably at least tries to catch your eye, Saint.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Okay. What are you
so I don't
brain sync powering to me through your eye glance?
I think it's the look on, I don't know that I managed to get out more than the look on my face that's just you're going up, that's you're going up there, aren't you?
Saint just grins at him and heads for the stairs with Macy.
Yeah, I think he looks between you and looks at you, looks over at Macy, looks to Macy, looks back to you, and just kind of stares quite intently, is okay, I don't
Toodles.
think I can get up there. I guess you're fucking going up there by yourself.
I mean, you can come with me. You're my friend. If I'm heading upstairs into potential danger, it makes sense that you'd be I'm also coming. But you don't have to.
No, you know what? I was gonna say I'm gonna at least try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of let the people around here see that I'm a little kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll get up and just come up behind Saint and just do a
You didn't do anything fancy. You could just follow me.
We don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. If she tries to be what the fuck are you doing? I'll say something. But yeah, I think he just is catches your eye, realizes you're you grin at me, and I'm I get up from the bar.
Yeah. Oh shit! Here we go again.
And it's all right, I guess we're going in.
Yeah. I cannot imagine that she's gonna pitch too much of a fit about having more backup, unless she's hiding something up there. Dun
dun dun.
Yeah. And it's a body!
Oh, fuck.
Cool.
Yeah, I will.
Up we go!
You run up or actually, you know what? That's up to you. Run or walk.
Oh, I'm running. I'm hauling ass.
Sure, you kind of run up a very hardwood staircase kind of on the left side of the building. And it takes you to the second level of the Lakeside Bar and Grill, which is very clearly not meant for its customers. You get the impression that this, maybe this kind of alley of rooms is part home, part storage. If this used to be an inn in the past, all kind of signs of that have faded over time. This appears to be one person's living space, with maybe a little bit of storage, but it is decidedly underdecorated. You step up into this kind of secondary space, and it has almost that kind of the level of heat that you would expect when you step up into an attic.
Mm-hmm.
Saint, you shine your flashlight down this hallway that extends the entire depth of the bar establishment. And you notice kind of right away that your flashlight does not break through the darkness all the way. That there's kind of an eerie, sort of nebulous, just kind of black past the distance of your flashlight.
As in the light has naturally faded out, or as in there's an abyss blocking my way?
The latter.
Yeah, okay. Alright, well, time to make the approach. Time to die.
You take another step forward. And this is enough to kind of spark the little bits of worry that you have whenever you see something strange like this. But as you take another step forward, you feel the temperature around you rapidly plummet.
Yeah, baby. Ghost time.
You are, however, met with utter silence for about even 15 seconds or so, as the room gets so much colder. Until you hear those stomping sounds again. Distant at first, but then coming down the hallway. And stopping, it sounds like, but it's not like you can see, directly in front of you.
You two back up.
I back up.
There's an almost static electrical charge brimming between the hair on the back of your neck, Saint. You can feel a presence.
Philip?
Did you say Philip?
I did. I said Philip, but...
Sure. Yeah, that's what
I'm not his... He doesn't know me. I'm not going to be informal.
No, I hear you. Silence.
I'm gonna roll a vibe check here. But in the sense of I am... And maybe this is a lore roll as opposed to empathy, because I'm trying to determine... This is gonna be the second episode in a row where this stupid game comes up, but Phasmophobia, where you, like, flip through the journal and it has, like, well, if this thing happens, then it's a whatever. I'm trying to determine if the symptoms, quote-unquote, that I've noticed so far lead me to believe it's more of a ghost or a demon, or, you know, if like, what exactly I can determine maybe is happening here. Which is why I'm thinking maybe it's a lore versus empathy, because I'm not necessarily doing exorcism stuff yet. I'm using my knowledge.
Oh, sure, okay.
I am kind of giving myself a disadvantage here because my lore isn't as good, but I want to be true to what exactly I'm trying to do, so... my lore is a +2, for those who are playing along at home.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
So I wrote a neutral, 2 negatives, and a positive, which evens out to a 1 in total.
Between the rapid drop in temperature and the kind of immaterialness of the entity you're talking to, and kind of the other sort of signs regarding the electrical issues that this place has had, this feels almost poltergeisty.
How are we defining poltergeists in this universe?
House spirit.
Okay, so still in the bucket of ghost entities versus something more evil, I guess, is like the something more violent, I guess, is what I'm trying to determine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Though I know we've determined that ghosts can be violent, but there's different, shades.
I understand what you're getting at. Yeah, this does not appear to be a malicious occurrence.
Okay.
You're certainly not picking up that energy.
Okay, that is the important part.
Certainly. There's just a certain amount of suddenness to whatever you're facing.
Okay. All right. I don't know if you're Phil or not, but I want to help you. Will you let me help you?
Silence.
Okay. If I reach out towards kind of where I feel, or where I felt the presence of the spirit, what happens? I'm laughing because I know this is stupid. I'm on the ghost version of Jackass right now.
I will say Alistair is ready to, pull... I think is standing there poised to, just physically grab Saint and yank him backwards if some weird shit starts to happen.
I think that's very reasonable, and I think I'm very
not,
glad
necessarily
that you're...
particularly strong, but I'm taller than
you.
you.
I'm glad that there's at least one brain cell in this group.
You kind of reach your hand forward toward this kind of the darkness in front of you. The lights have not come back on, nor have the downstairs ones. You really do feel like you're just kind of stretching out into this darkness in hopes of making any sort of guess, any sort of connection, any sort of anything with whatever lies directly beyond and in front of you. There is nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing that your hands are touching. But when you pull your hand back and you shine your flashlight down, your right hand is covered in a very thin layer of what almost looks like wet soil.
Okay.
And if I rub my fingers together, that's the kind of texture I'm getting too.
That's the kind of texture. Quite literally, if you had just stuck your hand on top of a freshly watered flower pot. Or grabbed up a chunk of gravel from the lake.
This is note to us. We should remember to get a sample of this and see if we can do anything to analyze it.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to do any kind of okay, now I'll do an empathy roll. I don't think I'm going full exorcism right now, but I am doing I am using more of my learned connection and ability with the other side to try and communicate with this ghost and or get a response. Or maybe get a clearer picture of what's going on. We have both used this ability in a way where it's is Saint a fucking wizard, and also he's just a guy and anybody can learn to do this, and it's not really clear what the answer is, but I think we're just gonna keep playing it by ear. Now I'm trying to use empathy to communicate with this ghost and or get see if I can actually see it. This is something that happened in the hotel where I was able to see ghosts clearer than Alistair was. So I am going to roll empathy, which +4. Why? This is 2 negatives, a neutral, and a positive. As people at home may recall, I literally just rolled that. But in this case, it works a little better, because that puts me at a 3, just because empathy is a better skill.
What additionally are you trying to determine?
I'm trying to either, see if I can physically see it better. If I bring my light up and, kind of commune with the spirit, if I can see it or talk to it better or, hear it better, if it's trying to actually, send me something and I just can't, hear it because I'm not communing with ghosts or whatever right now. I'm setting up a line of communication. I'm, pulling the phone off the hook and I'm putting my ear up to it, or I'm trying to see it, Is it just an endless black, or is there a human figure there, or, what?
It is certainly, it's the endless black.
Okay. And it's not trying to communicate, I'm not hearing anything, and if I talk to it, it's still not responding, I'm not getting I'm not tuning the radio and getting a clearer signal.
You're getting absolutely nothing that could be interpreted as communication. It's just the void in these weird environmental signs.
Okay. I don't know what you want, but you've definitely made your point. I'm gonna be here if you want to talk or if you want anything from me. But I think in the meantime, if you could turn on the lights for these nice folk, and maybe stop scaring the shit out of them for tonight, that would be much appreciated.
While there's absolutely no reaction from the entity that you're looking through even, the lights downstairs do flicker back on. You can tell that there is a light source coming from below, from the basement floor, that's coming up the stairwell, even if it's blocked by the bodies of Macy and Al.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's even as you see those lights come on that you this is the first time you notice what's really happening around you. A second after the first floor lights come on, so too do the attic lights. When you look down, Saint, Alistair, the both of you, you're standing in about a 1 inch of water.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
That just as the lights flick on, begins to drain down the staircase and into the Lakeside Dive.
And the darkness is still there?
The darkness is gone.
Okay. I'm turning back to Alistair and showing him my hand. Is my hand still covered in, the dirt, or did that vanish too?
No, that's still there.
Okay, I'm showing him my hands, and we should get a sample of this and see what we can get from it.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing where I don't know that I have anything. I'm trying to think whether I would have anything like physically on me, or if we're gonna. I think that's probably a go back to the van kind of thing.
Yeah, I figured. I don't even know if you would have anything in the van to analyze it, but I think we should try.
No, but I would be able to get a sample at least,
Yeah.
and like try to just physically compare it. Kind of for once, uncharacteristically, almost forgetting that Macy is also there.
Yeah. There's no point in it. The second I came up here and started talking like that, I was like, we're gonna have to tell her what's going on. Also, like, there's no way she doesn't believe us now. Like,
oh no, I mean, well, I would certainly hope not.
Yeah.
But yeah, Santa's like, and Alistair just is just as I think I have something that'll at least get us started in the van. If you want to head out there, I'll and then I do look at Macy and just say, make some excuses about a burst pipe, kind of letting her have some input on whether she wants me to try to go downstairs and obfuscate or not.
She looks a little stunned, a little deer in the headlights. But maybe even like a couple seconds after you finish speaking, her attention is kind of drawn back toward you. And she just kind of nods without saying anything and herself stomps back downstairs.
All right, I will head downstairs and kind of cover Saint heading out and Macy going back to the bar with a, man, these some of these old buildings, I don't know. Somebody was having some fun with creative wiring in those. You find the weirdest things. Somehow that got a burst pipe up here now, and that's because there's. I mean, is the water actually coming down the stairs like that people would notice?
Yeah.
Or
sorry, are you addressing the bar?
Yeah, I'm gonna come down into the bar, and as Macy's like not. I'm immediately trying to do a little bit of a like, damn, that was weird. There's a burst pipe up there. Everybody, like, be careful, don't slip. I don't know, like, as we come down, like, do I have a chance to do that, or do people immediately start, like, freaking out? I guess is what I should actually ask.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna say, yeah, the water is indeed draining down the stairs, and I'm gonna say, as the lights come on, people will absolutely notice. So you do have the opportunity to be the kind of first responder here, or the first person to kind of make a declarative forward statement. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So seeing everybody kind of notice the water and really genuinely in an effort to cover the fact that Macy is freaked out and Saint is like making a beeline for the van with his hand covered in dirt. That has no reason to be up there unless Macy has a shitload of houseplants that he just really decided he needed to mess around with. And Alistair just says, these old buildings, turns out the plumbing is as idiosyncratic as the wiring. So something came loose, so if you coming over here, just mind your step. There's no L&I if the accident happens at the bar.
Sure. Macy kind of comes stomping, Macy, who stomped down a little bit ahead of you, is now fully behind the bar, and addresses her regulars very curtly and very quickly after you finish talking, which is just, bar's closed. Don't worry about your glasses. I'll take care of everything. I need y'all out. She is significantly more panicked than you are, even if she is being far more declarative than you are. You can tell there is something bothering her. Perhaps the materialization of water on the second floor of a building.
Entirely possible.
That would do
I
it
will
to me.
I will kind of, in the spirit of, I think sometimes if I have an opportunity to turn a recalcitrant civilian into making them feel a bit like they're a conspirator. Again, people like to feel included. I'll kind of keep that same, like, man, that was weird. Everybody drive safe energy to try to make people, kind of get kind of herd people out of the bar in a way that's like not like a everybody get out, this place is gonna like burn down in an electrical fire. Or the ceiling's gonna fall in on your head or something, just in a like, it's weird, but it's just, aren't old buildings wacky, kind of.
Sure. That energy is absolutely communicated to the patrons, many of whom seem a little confused and disoriented, but people begin to filter out a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of keep myself towards the back of the pack to see if I can kind of stay and keep Macy from immediately, like finding a reason to disbelieve what she just saw.
Sure.
I can't have her, like, if she stops thinking about it for long enough, like, she'll start trying to convince herself it wasn't that, and that's deeply unproductive for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I stay in her eyesight, she won't be able to stop thinking about it. Like, it'll stay fresh, which is what I want.
Sure. As people are leaving, she calls out to Lefty, who is, of course, in the kitchen, and just says, "Lefty, I need you to grab everyone's plates. We're closing up tonight." And yeah, you can see her at the bar. She is doing exactly what she said she was doing. She's grabbing dishware. She's trying to pack up this place as quickly as she can.
Yeah, I'll start. I'll start tidying up. Pick up a couple of glasses, put them on the end of the bar for her from, like, the other side of the room. I'm kind of waiting for Saint to come back.
I mean, yeah, I'll
least
come
giving
back.
him an opportunity to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you probably have seen me, like, I've got, like, plastic bags and stuff in the van. I've got, like, a little kit that you can, like, brush some of the dirt off of your hand into a plastic bag, which is kind of the best we can do.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll do that, and then I'll come back.
Macy looks up from the bar at the two of you, noting, in fact, that you are still here when she asked everyone to get out.
Yep, sure are.
She eyes the both of you before kind of addressing you both at the same time. With a cold but panicked, "Why do I get the idea that you two know more about what's happening here than I do?"
I'm not saying this, but not to be rude, man, but, like, no shit. You think I just walked up there, talked to a ghost without knowing anything? Whatever. Well,
I'll let Saint take point on this.
Sure. Well, ma'am, not to be rude, but 'cause I do, I think. As, more than one person in this bar can tell you, this is kind of my job.
How so?
Ideally, I stop things like this from happening.
Stop things like what from happening?
I imagine this is going to be a bit hard to swallow, and I understand that. And we can always come back later, once I say this, if you want to think it over, or do not want to discuss it any further tonight. I understand and I respect that. What happened up there is your bar is haunted by a spirit or a ghost of some kind, and it was making itself known. That's why the jukebox played earlier without being plugged in. That's why your neon sign exploded. That's why you heard footsteps in an attic that was empty. And why I touched a darkness and came back with soil on my hand. It's why water went down your steps. It's why these kinds of things have been happening. Things that maybe other people haven't seen, but have been noticed by some people here. It's why I'm here, actually, in the first place. I was asked to investigate. Because this kind of thing, it could be anything. Maybe your jukebox is playing because there's an electrical issue. But that's not what's happening here. There wasn't a burst pipe. You saw that. Water manifested from nowhere and came down your stairs because someone is trying to talk. Someone is trying to make something known. And by God, they have made themselves known.
Lefty is kind of standing in the kitchen doorway with his arms crossed. He is listening in.
Yeah, I'm trying to cover. I don't want to explicitly say he called me because I don't know if that's going to get him in trouble. So that's why I'm trying to cover for him right now.
Sure. And I'm sure he appreciates that. He is definitely there as the other current staff member of the
Yar.
Sorry, the other living staff member of the bar. Macy is shaken for sure. Somebody, but you mean Philip.
That's my guess. I can't confirm, though. It doesn't do to make assumptions in my line of work, but that is, the most likely thing that's happening. Yeah. He drowned, right?
Yeah, that's right. On his way home, about a week ago.
The water, in the soil, that makes me think. That
right.
Increases my suspicions. Yeah.
She kind of very slowly nods before, let's say, reaching behind her and grabbing a jacket off of the coat rack behind her. Well, whatever's happened to this place, I'm not staying here tonight. This can wait until morning.
I think that's a good idea.
She yells back toward the kitchen door. Lefty, you're off the clock. Everyone out of here. I'm not coming back until daylight. She holds open the one working door for you and locks the Lakeside Bar and Grill behind you. And obviously, that's where we'll end today's episode. What you've been listening to was ParaScience, a glimpse into a world unknown. It is an actual play horror adventure told to you through the Fate system. Our players are Ezra Kaye as Man in Black Alister McAndrews, and Matty Trumbo-Gomes as capable young man St. Garcia Flores. As for myself, I was your game master and disembodied voice, Ben Hamlin. I also produced this show, with editing assistance by Matty Trumbo-Gomes. Our theme song was by the incorporeal Johnny Rinaldo, and our logo was created by the haunted visage of Terra Bosart. This show is brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. You can check out our website and all of our other shows at infinitybreak.net, and I would encourage you to join the haunted chorus of voices at the Infinity Break fan Discord, bit.ly/Infinity Talk. That's capital I Infinity, capital T Talk. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/Infinity Break, where you can start donating to Infinity Break for as little as $1 a month. Finally, if you listen through Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review. Reviews help us rise in the podcasting charts and help more people stumble across our show like a body in the woods. That's all for now. Let ParaScience gaze back at you like a face in the mirror that isn't yours.